This is Green Bay. We have access to city amenities, yet it feels like a small town. And in small towns, people genuinely care about one another. So 5 years ago, when the city leadership put the needs of the people first, the health and the safety, they committed and determined to remove all of the lead from the city pipes. That's foresight in an incredible way. It took compassion, it took commitment, resources, and a lot of hard work. And we are grateful.
So we are here because the Green Bay Water Utility distribution crew, those guys you see in yellow, they're about to remove the last lead service from the ground. You know, this is the last one ever, and we really want to recognize that because it's a big deal. We want to talk about how we got here and who it has affected. I want to say how grateful we are to the city mayor, Eric Genrich, for supporting our journey to get to this day. You represented us in the Wisconsin State Assembly and have always included the environment in your priorities, and we appreciate that, being that water is our most important resource. We hope, Mayor, under your leadership, water will be an even bigger selling point to grow us economically now that our lead is out. Please welcome Mayor Eric Genrich.
This is a fantastic achievement on the part of so many. We're very grateful to the Wisconsin DNR and our EPA for their support of City of Green Bay's efforts to get the lead out. But I just want to highlight a few elements that I think are really important. First and foremost, really the can-do attitude of Nancy and her staff. I mean, they very forthrightly identified this as a priority of getting the lead out by a date certain and just made it happen. This is a great story of collaboration. It's really a great example of what we can do when we identify a problem, but also allocate the resources that are necessary to really address it. And finally, I just want to make the point that this is a great win for science and engineering. I think it's really important to highlight the work of scientists and engineers and recognize that today would not be possible without that expertise, without that work, without the incredible work of our frontline employees here at our water utility. So thanks again and congratulations to all who had a hand in this tremendous achievement and this victory for our community's health. And now I will turn things over to Deb Weaver, who is the recipient of our last lead service replacement. So Deb.
Good morning. You know, Green Bay is a great place to visit, but it's an even better place to live. I moved here 6 years ago and love it. So 5 years ago, when the city leadership put the needs of the people first, the health and the safety, they committed and determined to remove all of the lead from the city pipes. That's foresight in an incredible way. It took compassion, it took commitment, resources, and a lot of hard work especially in order to prioritize it over very important city needs. Now it's done. And we are grateful. We are grateful. This is Green Bay. Go Pack, go.
Can you believe that we picked her house and then she turned out to be that great of a speaker? I mean, it almost looks like I planned it that way, but I did not. We're very lucky to have you. That was great. Well, I have the tall task of introducing my boss, Nancy Quirk, longtime water engineer and our general manager and our fearless leader here at Green Bay Water Utility. You see, Nancy, as she will say, is an activator, which is a lot sometimes. However, look what came of it. She activated what we're doing here today, replacing the last lead service. Yes, it did take the blood, sweat, and tears from our hard workers, especially those who had to go in all kinds of weather to get these out of the ground. And they took no days off making sure we became a lead-free water utility. But I have heard the speech that Nancy is about to give, and she does not give any credit to herself. Therefore, that is my job. Nancy was a part of the first water utility in Wisconsin to remove all their lead. That was Madison Water Utility, and she was the first female water engineer for that utility. Now, I polled a number of longtime Green Bay Water Utility employees before coming up to this podium to say this, and everyone unanimously agreed that I can say it. This aggressive lead removal on the fast track would not have happened without Nancy Quirk being here in Green Bay. She not only lives and breathes water utility work, but she is the one who pushed us to be great because she saw this team, how hard they work, and she knew the potential. So while she comes up here to say thank you to literally everybody else, we need to give credit where it's due by saying thank you for activating us to be right here. Give it up for my boss, Nancy Quirk.
Wow, thank you, Andrea. As many of you know, I tend to shed tears when it's good news, so I hope I don't lose it right now. I am so happy and proud today of what this utility has accomplished. This is a day of celebration of a job we set out to complete nearly 5 years ago. It's also a day where I have immense pride in all of the water utility employees and the team and the innovation that they've used to get this job done. We at the Green Bay Water Utility are stewards of public health. Lead poses a health risk, especially to children. Instead of making excuses or kicking the can down the road, our utility chose to quite literally dig deeper to get to where we are today. It was December 2015 when the National Drinking Water Council sent their lead and copper rule updates recommendations to EPA. NIDWAC felt strongly that cities like ours needed to replace lead pipes over time, and not just the part we owned. We also faced an issue. In Wisconsin laws at that time, public utilities could not replace or assist the homeowner financially with any of the cost of replacement. Our records indicated that we had about 1,800 utility-owned lead services. We began working immediately, removing utility lead services where we knew that the homeowner did not have a lead service because we didn't want to disturb a lead service if it was on the private side. This was a time around seeing this, our water commission members wanted us to move fast to remove the lead services, and we responded with a definite yes. Moving forward with the plan when you don't really know exactly what you're up against could be daunting, but we knew it had to get done. Our distribution guys, who are the guys back there wearing yellow, were incredibly innovative throughout the process, using a vacuum and even specialized camera to see deep into the pipes in order to find out what we had underground. Members of our engineering section also led the way for us to work with homeowners to get their lead out, since legally we cannot replace them ourselves. This required us to secure money and connect homeowners with private plumbers and contractors. Our distribution crews worked in heat, rain, sleet, and snow almost daily to replace every utility-owned lead water line. Clearly, this was a team effort. I want to thank the people who made this project successful. I'd like to thank each and every Green Bay Water Utility employee that took part in this process, and it was everybody. I want to give special recognition to our construction crews, which we call our distribution team. If you're a part of the team in yellow, please stand up at this time. Steve, you can do that too. The guys you see back there worked almost every day of the last 5 years in ditches in all types of weather, replacing 1,782 lead services since January of 2017. In other words, the job you're seeing here behind us has been done nearly 1,800 times by our crews. And I want to say again, thank you. I'm so very proud of our entire team working together to achieve this. I get to introduce David Ross, and this is his third time here, so we're excited that he came back for us. Prior to joining EPA in January of 2018, Dave worked as the Director of Environmental Protection Unit at the Wisconsin Department of Justice. He served as a lead environmental prosecutor for the state of Wisconsin and worked lead environment. I'm so used to lead, sorry. Was the lead environmental prosecutor for the state of Wisconsin. I'm sorry. So please help me and welcome Dave back.
the lead. That's fantastic. It's perfect, Nancy. Yeah, it's the day. I get the honor of traveling all over the country. This is the only place I've even visited twice, but in the third time. So when Nancy calls, as you guys can see, you listen and you come. I am from Appleton, and in fact, I had the opportunity to stop in and visit Mom on the way up last night. It was awkward. You know, she's in that community, that age group where we're taking no risks with her, and so, you know, you don't do the big Wisconsin hug. We practice social distancing inside the house. You know, we turned on the Green Bay Packer game. I showed up just in time for the game, and there were no people in the stands. It's just an odd time to be. You know, 2020 is a weird time, right? But life goes on. You know, I was still able to visit Mom. She's healthy. The Packers were playing, and they won. I was able to crack open a cold one and start screaming at the TV for 3 hours. I mean, life was normal, right? That's what we do here. But the piece that I think I want to highlight a bit, which you know, Nancy, I think does a really great job, and the city does a really great job, is it's accountability, public accountability. You identify the problem, you are honest with your stakeholders that it's going to cost a little bit more money, it's going to take some time to do, there's a public health risk, but this is our plan for addressing it, and this is our time frame for addressing it, and we will hold ourselves accountable to hit the targets that you did. That is really difficult to do in the public health and environmental space. And so for me, as I'm looking back at what you've done here over the last 5 years, that's really the model that I see, is that public accountability, the public education, the risk communication is really, really difficult to do. You owned it, and then you stayed on task, and so you have today to celebrate. This is, you know, Green Bay is out front. There are lots of communities that haven't started taking lead out, and so part of our initiative across the federal government is try to figure out how to replicate what Green Bay has done and do that throughout the rest of the country. Nancy mentioned it. The men and women in yellow back there. Our water sector workforce today doesn't happen without you. The last 5 years don't happen without you. We don't get safe drinking water to Miss Weaver's home without you. You are unseen, underappreciated. The world really doesn't know the power of your workforce. And so I want to say thank you. The true environmental protection specialists, the true environmental heroes, the day-to-day people that protect our surface waters and protect our public health are the folks sitting back there in yellow. So thanks for your career choice. Thanks for what you do for a living. So with that, I want to end by thanking you all for the work you've done. It's a great career choice. Keep up delivering clean, safe water to the community of Green Bay. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. We're going to take a few photos. You're welcome to get the one-on-one interviews, and we're going to get going and start this lead service replacement for the very last time. Thank you, everyone, for being here.